Good morning, students. I am Sanjana Sharma and I welcome you to the class. Students, in our today's class, that of paper 8th B, Indian Writings in English, today we are going to learn about the history and development of Indian English novel. Students, Indian English literature has attained an independent status in the realm of world literature. The 20s and 30s of the 20th century are, in a way, a borderline in the development of Indian English literature. This was the time of the origin of its artistic prose. Students, the 19th century flooded India with a torrent of English books. Out of a great numbers of English authors, the most favorites of the Indians remained Shakespeare, Swift, Fielding, Smollett, Goldsmith, Scott, Dickens, Bronte sisters, Jane Austen, and some romantic poets. Students, the novel as a literary phenomenon is new to India. Epics, lyrics, drama, short stories, and fables have their respectable ancestries, going back by several centuries. But it is only during a period of a little more than a century that the novel has occurred and taken its root in India. Students, the development of English language novel in India was slow as it was late, though it still seemed to remember its modest birth by way of Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay's unfortunate Rajmohan's wife, published in the year 1864, and Toru Dutt's Bianca, published in the year 1878. It was only in the beginning of 20th century that the Indian English novel once again hesitatingly declared about its own existence. This time the author was not from Bengal but from Bombay. Nagesh Vishwanath Pai, well known as the author of a humorous book, Stray Sketches in Chakmakpur. Nagesh Vishwanath Pai wrote two novels, Padmini, 1903, and The Dance of Death, 1912. Students, here we can also mention some other Indian novels in English, such as Kamla, a story of Hindu life by Kurupalai Satyanandan, 1894, The Prince of Destiny by Sarath Kumar Ghosh, 1909, Hindupur by S.N. Mitra, 1909, The Dive for Death and Indian Romance by T. Ramakrishnan, 1911, and The Love of Kusum, An Eastern Love by Bal Kripa, published in the year 1910. Students, Indo-Anglian fiction, particularly the fiction of the 30s, that is 1930s, is immensely influenced by the ideals of Mahatma Gandhi, who fought for the cause of the underprivileged classes, the have-nots and the downtrodden, the marginalized and the defenseless. Apart from many other things, these writers have mirrored the various incidents and happenings of the life and activities of Mahatma Gandhi in particular, and the contemporary social and political, economical, religious upheavals in general. But their work, as we can see, are not simply the collection of historical facts or events, they are highly literary. They have a high literary standard with poetic grandeur and artistic craftsmanship. Among the works dealing with the time of either Gandhi or the contemporary freedom struggle are Mulk Raj Anand's Untouchable, published in the year 1935, Raja Rao's Kanthapura, 1938, K.S. Venkatramani's Kandan the Patriot, 1932, D.F. Karka's We Never Die, 1945, Amir Ali's Conflict, 1947, Venu Chitali's In Transit, 1950, A.K. Abbas, K.A. Abbas, popularly known as Khwaja Ahmad Abbas, his novel Inqilab, that was published in the year 1955, R.K. Narayan's Waiting for Mahatma, 1956, Nayantara Sehgal's A Time to Be Happy, 1955, and K. Nagarjuna's Chronicles of Kedaram, 1961. The national awakening and the rise of political consciousness gave a great impetus to the growth and development of Indian English novel in its seminal stage. S. Jogendra Singh's Nasiran, 1915, The Love of Kusum, 1910, by Balkrishna, Sorabji Cornelia's Love and Life Behind the Parda and Sun Babies, 1910, and Between the Twilight, 1908, are some notable novels on the theme of national and social awakening. Students, Rabindranath Tagore's full-length novels, of them, only 3 appeared in approved English version in his own lifetime. Nokha Dubi, 1905, appeared as The Wreck. Gora, published in the year 1910, retained the same title in English also, and Ghare Bahere, 1916, became The Home and the Word. Students, Mulk Raj Anand, along with R.K. Narayan, is the best known writer of Indo-Anglian fiction, and his novels have been properly acclaimed by critics from the West as well. Mulk Raj Anand brought everything new to the Indo-Anglian novel. It would not be out of place to study the influence of some Indian masters on the writings of Anand, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Tagore, Sharad Chandra Chatterjee, and Munshi Premchand. Students, Mulk Raj Anand skillfully correlates nationalism, socialism, and humanism in his novels. Anand's first novel, Untouchable, which won him immense fame and popularity, appeared in the year 1935. It was followed by a series of realistic and humanistic novels, Coolie, 1936, Two Leaves and a Bud, 1937, The Village, 1939, Across the Black Waters, 1941, The Sword and the Sickle, 1942, and The Big Heart in the year 1945. Students, Raja Rao's work include Kanthapura, 1938, The Cow of the Barricades, 1947, The Serpent and the Rope, 1960, The Cat and Shakespeare, 1965, Comrade Kirillov, 1976, and The Policeman and the Rose, 1978. Students, the sudden spirit of creative writing in the 80s reflect the sense of awareness of the plurality of the nation. It transcends the East-West conflict and portrays the new post-colonial India with its evolving outlook, which is essentially a blend of tradition and modernism. It reveals the cosmopolitan outlook of the new generation who strive to strike a balance between the inherited traditional values and imbibed foreign culture. Salman Rushdie, Amitav Ghosh, Upmanyu Chatterjee are the writers who reigned supreme with their momentous work. Their work delved into the hurdles faced by a newly independent nation. These writers have made bold attempts to recapture the altered perception of post colonial India and the use of revolutionary narrative techniques has elevated their position among the writers of Indian fiction in English. Students, the feministic themes have also been used by authors like Nayantara Sehgal and Rama Mehta. Regional themes have been aptly used by Kamala Das, Anita Nair, and Susan Viswanathan. Novelists like Kamala Markande and Anita Desai captured the spirit of Indian culture and its traditional values. During 1990s, India became popular literary nation as a number of women also made their debut in this era. Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni, Suniti Namjoshi, and Anuradha Marwa Roy use realism as main theme of their works. The novels of authors like Namita Gokhale and Shobha Day are really outspoken. Most of these female novelists are known for their bold views that are reflected in their novels. Basically, these are the novels of protest and an outburst of reservations. Unlike the past, where the works of women novelists were given less priority and were actually undervalued, classification of feministic or male writings hardly make any sense today. Students, for this presentation, I am indebted to the matter taken from internet and some books. Thank you very much.